Let us move on to the 21st Pasuram of the Thiruppavai, a hymn where Andal shifts the emphasis from Krishna's cosmic authority to his sustaining generosity. If Pasuram 20 established that Krishna is responsible for the order of the entire universe, Pasuram 21 shows how that same cosmic power expresses itself as continuous nourishment, protection, and care. Here, devotion no longer argues for worthiness or capability. It simply points to the lived reality. The world itself survives because He gives without measure. The Pasuram begins with an image directly drawn from everyday pastoral life. ETRA KALANGAL எதிர்போங்கி மீதளிப்ப மாற்றாதே பால் சொரியும் வள்ளல் பெரும் பசுக்கள். Andal describes the great, generous cows whose udders overflow, whose milk pours forth without reduction. The vessels fill, rise, and spill over, yet the flow does not diminish. This is not poetic excess, it is a theological statement. Divine generosity is not transactional. It does not decrease by giving. Krishna's grace, like the milk of these cows, increases precisely because it is shared. By beginning with abundance rather than lack, Andal reframes devotion itself, not asking for survival, but awakening to what is already being given. She then names the source of this abundance directly. Ātra padittan magane ariyurai, O son of the one who commands vast armies, know this. Krishna is addressed as the son of Nandagopa, a leader capable of mobilizing strength and protection. Andal subtly unites two domains here, material capability and spiritual awareness. The one who organizes defense and sustenance in the village is also the father of the Lord who sustains the cosmos. Krishna is reminded that he is not distant from this abundant. He is the conscious source. The call to know is not ignorance on Krishna's part, but an affectionate assertion. You know this is who you are. The hymn now expands from pastoral abundance to universal presence. ஊற்றம் உடையாய் பெரியாய் உலகினில் தோற்றமாய் நின்ற சுடரே துயில் எழாய். Krishna is praised as one full of vigor, vastness, and brilliance, standing as the luminous origin of the world itself. He is not merely sustaining creation from the outside, he stands as its visible expression. Andal calls him Sudar, radiance, indicating that all form, life, and energy are expressions of his light. The awakening she asks for is not physical, it is the transition from great stillness to engagement, from latent presence to active grace. At this point, Andal introduces a striking contrast. மாற்றார் உனக்கு வழி தொலைந்து உன் வாசர் கண் ஆற்றாது வந்து உன் அடி பணியுமா போலே. Enemies lose their strength and come powerless to his doorstep, surrendering at his feet. This is not triumphalism. Andal is not celebrating domination but inevitability. Resistance to divine order collapses on its own. When the truth stands firm, opposition does not need to be destroyed. It simply dissolves. By invoking this image, Andal reinforces certainty. The Lord before whom even adversaries bow will never fail to responding to loving surrender. The Pasuram closes with the Gopi's own stance made explicit. Portrayam vandom pugandelor yembavai. We have come having gathered ourselves, praising you. There is no anxiety here, no pleading, no argument. The Gopis present themselves as aligned, awake, and ready. Praise is not a strategy to obtain grace, it is the natural response to recognizing the abundance. They come not to demand but to participate. The deeper meaning of Pasuram 21 lies in this recognition of divine generosity as the foundation of existence. Andal teaches that the world is not sustained by effort alone, but by a constant overflow of grace that precedes all action. Milk flows before it is requested. Light shines before it is noticed. Protection exists even before fear can arise. By pointing to overflowing cows, surrendered enemies, and ever-present radiance, Āṇḍāḻ removes another subtle obstacle in devotion, the fear of insufficiency. The question is no longer whether the Lord will give, but whether we can recognize how much has already been given. This theme resonates deeply with the Bhagavata Vishnu of Krishna, not merely as a miracle worker who intervenes occasionally, but as the quiet, continuous sustainer of life. Creation does not survive on dramatic rescues alone. It survives in daily generosity. For our own lives, Pasuram 21 offers a powerful shift in perspective. It teaches us to see abundance where we habitually see scarcity. It reminds us that divine support often appears as ordinary continuity, food, strength, order, and light that do not fail. It encourages us to approach life not from fear of lack, but from gratitude of overflow. And it reassures us that surrender is not weakness, but alignment with a force that already sustains everything. This is the grace of the 21st Pasuram, when devotion recognizes divine abundance as the ground of existence, trust becomes effortless.
Ta-da!